Hi, it's time for Street Talk, your voice and your views on the issues in the news. November 2008 may seem far off, but not for the US presidential candidates, many of whom started campaigning earlier this year. The hopefuls have been outlining their platforms in numerous debates over the past few months, from domestic issues such as social security, poverty and abortion, to international politics like the war in Iraq, North Korea and the relationship with Russia. The next president has many pivotal decisions to make. In our regular open mic slot, we decided to ask the average American what issues they considered important for candidates to focus on.
I don't think there is any single issue. I think that basically as voters look at it, they all come from their own paradigm and they're interested in certain things for them. So, I mean, for me, I think, the war remains a major issue.
War, because too many men and women dying for war, in the war in Iraq. It's a lot of people dying, and I don't like to see people dying over something that's been going on for 5-6 years.
The important thing is just getting out of Iraq. We had no business there in the first place, and I think it was just wrong the way we went about it. Completely wrong. It's a mess.
People being killed over there. We really need to make decisions on what needs to happen over there and either get the troops out of there or whatever, but some decisions need to be made quickly about that. And I think the opinions of the American people need to come into play as well.
So Iraq is still high on the agenda. One former Pakistani prime minister arrived home from exile only to be deported immediately. Now another plans to make a return. Benazir Bhutto says she'll go back on October the 18th in spite of what happened to her former political rival. Bhutto believes she has popular support among Pakistani people in spite of 2 stints as premier where the issue of corruption was raised. It's not clear what will happen when she touches down on Pakistani soil after 8 years abroad, though Pakistan's government has assured her she will not be deported like Sharif. Bhutto has been campaigning for her return with promises of restoring democracy after a decade of rule by General President Musharraf, who took power in a bloodless coup. But your thoughts on Bhutto include this from Paula in the United Kingdom. Hopefully she will be arrested and tried on the corruption charges which are outstanding from her previous time in office. I don't know why anyone except possibly Benazir would think her return would be a positive development for the people of Pakistan. Anisa, who wrote in from London, doesn't mince words on the issue either. I think it will be a disaster for Pakistan if the people allowed this to happen. Well, taking a more pragmatic approach to Bhutto herself, Pete in Canada wonders what the motivation driving the former Prime Minister is. Bhutto must be out of her mind to join forces with Musharraf. After all, he is a military man who thinks he can run the country like a politician. And you've heard the expression message in a bottle. Well, people working on a dike in Tolmin in Slovenia have found a 90-year-old bottle with a letter inside. The note was penned in 1917 during World War I by a Slovenian soldier. The beer bottle was found by a site where soldiers are believed to have found scarce drinking water. Historians have examined it and will place the letter back inside the bottle to display it in a museum. Dubai's infrastructure continues to grow both in size and in height. The Gulf city can now add another accomplishment to its growing list. The Burj Dubai Tower has become the tallest freestanding structure in the world, already reaching 555 meters, or roughly 1,831 feet. The CN Tower in Toronto in Canada had held the record since 1976, standing at 553 meters. The final projected height is still a mystery, as the developer is keeping it a secret. Now there are those who are saying that die-hard fan Chris Crocker is off his rocker. After Britney Spears bombed in her MTV Video Music Award performance, Crocker passionately defended her in a direct-to-YouTube video. I'll leave it to you to judge his sincerity.
All you people care about is readers and making money off of her. She's a human! Her song is called Give Me More for a reason, because all you people want is more, 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 more! Leave her alone! You're lucky she even performed for you, b****s. Leave Britney alone! Please.
An almost Oscar-winning performance there. That's it. Until next time, do keep sending in your questions and comments and point us to anything interesting or amusing for Street Talk. Remember, what you see here isn't necessarily the view of Al Jazeera. Some of the content's been edited, but for time and space reasons only. And that's the talk on the street.